What's up, guys? This is Ian here, coach of your Ladner Lanturn, bringing you guys our Week 10 match for the PCL, or the Pokemon Championship League. As I mentioned in my team builder, Week 9, we did not play a match. We were supposed to play Blade, who didn't really have the time to play us, so he ended up forfeiting to us. So at this point, we are 6-3 plus 10, sitting in second place in the league. This week, we are taking on my friend Robin and the Brussels Burmy. His team consists of Mega Blastoise, Buzzwole, Mimikyu, Shaman, Darmanitan, Doublade, Muck, Zapdos, Guzzlord, Rhyperior, and Ambipom. I was expecting everything that he brought on the screen there except for the Ambipom. I thought that Zapdos or Rhyperior would fill that slot, or Doublade. One of those three to tank a hit from Mega Pidgeot, but he really doesn't have a switch in to Mega Pidgeot, honestly. Mega Pidgeot kind of just decimates that team right now. So hopefully Mega Pidgeot can put in some work. I was expecting the Buzzwole to come, but I'm not happy. I'm not happy to see it. If you haven't seen my team builder, then you should check it out. However, I did make a last-minute swap. This is a Miltank that you see over on the side here, Lucerne, our Miltank. It is not a Cresselia, so I will quickly run down that. We're running Body Slam, Milk Drink, Toxic, and Seismic Toss with Scrappy to be able to take on the Mimikyu. Max HP, Max Defense, Impish, just a flat-out defensive wall with leftovers. It's much different than the Cresselia set we were bringing, and I think it's a lot less weak to the Bug Stab, especially because Robin has Buginium Z as his Z Crystal, which can be very dangerous for Cresselia and can probably just get Cresselia balked, honestly, by anything with a Bug move. Yeah, so I'm expecting Darmanitan to be Scarfed. I think Buzzwole could be Scarfed, could be Buginium Z. I think Guzzlord, I'm not sure what it might be, Specs or something like that. Ambipom maybe Silk Scarf. I think Mimikyu is likely going to be Life Orb. I'm not sure what to think about Mega Blastoise. We'll see what happens there. I'm going to lead with a Alolan Persian because that's kind of been my plan. His team is very, very, very slow, and if he wants to lead Ambipom, we'll be in a speed tie after the fake out damage, and I might be able to get a parting shot off, or at least a foul play. So I'm going to lead with Alolan Persian to get a parting shot off. He leads Buzzwole, so that's what I'm going to do, is get a parting shot off. If he was Scarfed, I knew he wasn't going to kill me just yet, and I go into Permarina. And we actually see, based on that Drain Punch damage, that he is actually Adamant Choice banned. So that threatens me a little bit less, just because I know he's going to be locked into one move. And I think Drain Punch is obviously a really good choice, but I have a couple resistances to it right now, and Primarina and Salamon's still alive. The rest of my team is really weak to it, though. So I have to be careful playing around this Buzzwole. I can safely click Moonblast here, and that's what I'm going to do as Blastoise comes in, and that's not taking that Moonblast. We're actually a Light Clay Primarina set. I think I changed that, too, before the team builder? I can't remember about that. But I changed to a Light Clay set with Reflect. In case I can get a Reflect up against his team, because it's a very physically offensive team, generally. But I'm going to go for the Moonblast again, as he goes to the Toxic. Mega Blastoise seems to take that a little bit better than regular Blastoise did, just because of the extra bulk that it gets. But now, I'm going to switch to my Salamence to tank. I'm not sure what he wants to go for here, honestly. Like, he really doesn't have a good option to go against Primarina. I was thinking maybe like HP Electric or something, so I'm going to switch to Salamence on that. It's actually the Water Pulse. Surprising, because realistically, Water Pulse may have been the play only against Excadrill, if that was switching in. I don't know. Seems kind of odd that he clicked Water Pulse on a Primarina. Maybe he was expecting me to switch or something. I'm just going to pick up a kill here with Earthquake, get Salamence that Moxie boost. He doesn't know if I'm Scarfed in or not here, so he's going to go Ambipom. And I'm going to go into my Miltank on the Ambipom to take the Fake Out. We're going to take it very well. We see no boosting item, and that's not Life Orb or Silk Scarf. So, I don't know. It's something. And we're going to find out right here as he shows off the low kick, not doing a lot to us because we're not that heavy. Body Slam, and we take the Rocky Helmet damage. So Rocky Helmet Ambipom is very interesting because it's a very frail mon in the first place, so I think it's an interesting choice, to say the least. Body Slam did quite a bit of damage to him. At this point, I'm just going to Milk Drink, expecting him to low kick again. He actually knocks off, which is fine. I don't really need my leftovers anyways because I have reliable recovery. And we can go into Mega Pidgeot on what I suspect to be the low kick again, which I was correct on. 35% is quite a bit, but now I'm going to be faster than this thing, and something's eating a Hurricane here. So I'm going to go for the Hurricane, as Guzzlord is the one to take the Hurricane. That shows to be Assault vested, but we do get the Confusion off, and I get the U-turn into my Excadrill here, which can tank whatever this thing wants to go for. He actually hurts himself in Confusion the first time. At this point, I'm kind of banking on Confusion lasting, and I was going to essentially try and set up while this thing was confused. So I'm going to go for sub here and try and get an SD up behind the sub. As he goes for Flamethrower to break my sub. So it's actually a good play that I went for the sub there over the Swords Dance straight up, because he broke out of Confusion and broke my sub instantly, and I probably would have died, excuse me, to that Flamethrower. But now I'm just going to claim my kill on Guzzlord. He has no flying types, so nothing wants... Well, Buzzwole could come in and take this Earthquake, but then it's chipped for other things later, and nothing else wants to take an Earthquake. Mimikyu would probably straight up die, because I'm Mold Breaker, and it goes through the disguise. So, anyway, he sacks the Guzzlord, that's fine. I show out that I'm Life Orb here. Buzzwole comes in, I'm going to go into Salamence to tank the Drain Punch. Again, Drain Punch is easily his best play, 45%, ridiculous. At this point, he might think I'm Z Fly, but I don't have the Fly. I could just regular Fly, honestly, and that would have been okay, but I don't have the Fly any MZ Crystal drafted. I drafted Rocky MZ, so I'm going to go for the Continental Crush, as he's actually going to Ambipom, and he's going to sack the Ambipom to Continental Crush. I needed Continental Crush for a little bit of chip on the Buzzwole, so that's really bad. Now Mimikyu comes in, I'm like, okay, if this thing wants to Shadow Sneak me and kill me, he can go for it, but I'm not going to let him set up for free. He's going to lose his disguise for it, so I'm going to go for the Earthquake, which breaks the disguise and actually pops Mimikyu's eject button. That was the wrong item, clearly. He meant to be red card, I think. I'm not sure how much it mattered, because if he was red card, most of the things on my team could deal with Mimikyu anyways. Mega Pidgeot easily as well. But Darmanitan comes in here. I decide to find out if this thing is Scarfed. He goes for the Flare Blitz and shows off that he is Scarfed, because we're running enough speed to outrun, or to speed tie Shaman if Shaman was coming, which is max speed. So I know I'm faster than the Darmanitan naturally, which means he's Scarfed. I only have a few things that can tank this Flare Blitz. Primarina is one of them, so that's what I'm going to go into, and I'm going to fire up, and I have Scald here. We get a critical on the Mimikyu. Again, I don't really know how much that mattered. It kind of probably mattered in the long run, but only if he was going to set up this turn. This turn I actually clicked Reflect, because I need to Reflect up against the rest of his team to safely play out the rest of the game here, my end game, as he's actually obviously faster and goes for the Woodhammer and kills me. Good tech on his part. I'm not sure if it was the best choice to have Woodhammer against my team. Play Rough would do more to the Tyranitar, so realistically Woodhammer was probably only better for the Primarina. It would have been a shame if I was Sapsip or Miltank. Although, well, Miltank gets Shadow Claw and stuff like that, I think. Anyways, either way, it's double down. My best play is to go into Persian here if he goes into Darmanitan, because I can take that, and Darmanitan is the only thing faster. If he goes into Buzzwole, then Pidgeot was my best play, because I can outcode that thing with Hurricane. But I go into Persian as he goes into Buzzwole, so it's not the ideal scenario for me, but I can Parting Shot into my Excadrill and sack it off now, so that's what I'm going to go and do. Because Excadrill is not beating either of those things when we're Life Orb. So there we go. We die to the Buzzwole, and then I bring in Pidgeot. Pidgeot's going to get a free Hurricane off here. He misplays and goes into Darmanitan, which dies. He should have just sacked out the Buzzwole and then gone into Darmanitan, because Darmanitan would have outsped and killed me. But now Buzzwole I know is slower, and it's 4 times super effective special move, which is weak to Hurricane. So we end up winning 3-0 against Robin and the Brussels Burmy. Mega Pidgeot putting in the work that I needed it to. Birb spam is best spam. And we move up to 7-3 plus 12, I believe. Yeah, so I think we're locked out of first place in the league because Starvin has such a high differential that I'm fairly certain we cannot get first overall in the entire league. However, we do play Starvin next week, if Starvin loses this week and we beat him next week, then he could potentially end up at 8-3 and we would be 8-3. And so then it depends how badly he loses. I don't know if he can get down to our differential, but potentially if he gets 6-0 this week and we win big enough against him next week, then that's a problem. Now granted, I don't think we will, because his team is really strong and he's proven that he's a proficient battler throughout the season so far. But I'm going to be looking to win. I don't care how it affects the standings. I think I've clinched a playoff spot by winning this game. I'm not entirely sure on that, but I am in a good spot in the division. We're first in the division with my hyper offense team, so I'm liking that. Yeah, keep an eye out for the Week 11 team builder and stuff like that. Yeah, we play Starvin Pig and the Wellington Ho-Ohs, so I'll catch you guys later.